allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Supervisor Santino.
Here.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Here.
Councilman Blakeman.
Here.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Here.
Councilwoman Gooseby. Here. Councilman Hughes.
Here.
Councilwoman King Sweeney.
Okay. Call the first item on the public hearing now.
Proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in Baldwin, Belmore, Belrose Terrace, Merrick, Oceanside, and Wanta.
Okay, is there anyone who would like to be heard on this item on the public hearing now? There being none, I will accept the motion.
Supervisor, I move that the hearing be closed and the item be adopted.
Is there a second?
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes.
Aye.
Councilman King Sweeney.
Next item, please.
Proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Baldwin, Belmore, East Meadow, Franklin Square, Merrick, Oceanside, Roosevelt, Seaford, Valley Stream, Westbury, West Hempstead, and Woodmere.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard on this item? There being none, I will accept the motion, please.
I move the public hearing be closed and the local laws adopted.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes.
Aye.
Councilman King Sweeney.
Next item, please.
Proposed local law regarding arterial stops in Elmont, North Valley Street, and Wanta.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard on this item on the public hearing now? Being none, I'll accept the motion, please.
Supervisor, I move that the hearing be closed and the item adopted.
Second.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes.
Aye.
Councilman King Sweeney.
Aye.
Next item, please.
Proposed local law regarding U-turns prohibited in West Hempstead.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard on this item on the public hearing now? There being none, I'll accept the motion, please.
Supervisor, I move the public hearing be closed and the proposed local law adopted. Second.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes.
Aye.
Councilman King Sweeney.
Next item, please.
Proposed local law regarding fees payable for certain exhibitions of streets within the town of Hempstead.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard on this matter on the public hearing now? There being none, I'll accept the motion, please.
Mr. Supervisor, I move the public hearing be closed and the proposed local law adopted. Second.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes. Councilman King Sweeney.
Aye.
Okay, call the next item, please.
Proposed local law regarding administration and regulations of the procedures of the town of Hempstead Animal Shelter and Control Division.
Okay. There are a few folks who want to be heard on this item. Start with Diane Madden.
Good morning.
Morning.
Diane Madden, 243 Cherry Place, East Meadow. I wholeheartedly support this law. Currently, for as long as back in time, animals, dogs particularly, have been left on tow truck chains, very heavy chains, and it's long overdue. And I really, coming out of the gate, Supervisor, you've done good things for animals, and I hope this passes. I encourage everyone to get behind this bill because it's a good thing. Even the weather portion of it, again, even during Superstorm Sandy, animals were left outside, so this is a great thing. And I would like to thank William Boner as well for working on this with us and working through weekends, as a matter of fact. So thank you, and please do pass this on behalf of the animals. Thank
Thank
you.
you, man. Thank you very much. Okay. Elizabeth Stein. Ms. Stein. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and address for the record.
Stein, 5 Dunhill Road, New Hyde Park, and I would like to agree with Diane's comments. I strongly support the passage of this bill. It is wonderful that Hempstead is taking the initiative to do something that unfortunately is not the law in the state of New York, meaning that dogs can be tethered indefinitely outside. The size of the chains, the nature of the chains, the nature to which they are attached to things is totally unregulated, and the fact that these animals will now be protected in the town of Hempstead is a wonderful thing, and I do applaud you for that. My only question is, and Bill and I spoke about this, I don't know, is the fee schedule part of this bill as well?
Councilor Muller?
It is.
Just come to the microphone.
William Muller, Hempstead. It is. What the resolution would allow, the local law would allow is the fee schedule will be able to be changed by resolution, not by public hearing through a local law. The issue that I believe Ms. Stein and I spoke about, and Ms. Madden and I spoke about, is the town does not allow as policy animals to be adopted or reclaimed that have not been spayed or neutered. We had actually kept the fee for a reclamation of non-spayed, non-neutered animals just to protect the town. For example, let's say the town had to give back an animal because of court order or something else, or for any other reason, that basically, or that we would still be protected on a reclamation fee.
Okay, and how about the pit bull, the issue of the removal fees for the pit bull?
We actually, there was a discussion as to the fact that unfortunately, and I think you and I have discussed this numerous times, that unfortunately pit bull and I defer to your expertise on this, as I've said to you numerous times. Pit bulls are a classification of dog that could be a mixed breed and stuff like that. We just view it as a pit bull. The fee for that dog is $25. The fee for every other dog is $75. Why do we go lower for a pit bull? Because there's an inordinate amount of pit bulls in the shelter. And the idea was if we can incentivize these dogs, which you love and I love and I think the town board loves, of getting into a home that is secure would be great. And then we don't have a shelter full of just pit bulls.
Right, and if I could just comment on that, because when I did see it initially, my feeling was that it was an incentive to get these dogs adopted. My concern is that there absolutely needs to be an incentive. There are an inordinate number of what are called pit bulls, which are actually mixes. There are very few true pit bulls, and they need to get adopted. It is a systemic problem throughout the country. But to me, I am always very wary of incentivizing by lowering the cost of something. It's almost like putting something on sale. And I think what needs to be done is we need to look at why, because Hempstead is a microcosm of what's going on. Why is it that the shelter is overrun by this particular type of dog? That's how we cure the problem, not by necessarily lowering the price. For some animals...
Dr. Stein, there's nothing that says we can't do both. Let's see if this works,
Yes.
but obviously there's multi-tracks to
Yes,
solve the
and
problem.
there are supervisor, absolutely there are multi-tracks, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Sure.
That something is not simply...
No, nothing is panacea. There's multiple paths.
Exactly, and that we do take the opportunity to look at what is going on to determine how we can get these animals adopted.
And whatever thoughts you have on that,
Exactly.
Share with,
And I have been sharing them with Bill, and it's been a wonderful relationship. If I could just add one other thing, in terms of enforcement of the law, I do hope, it's wonderful to have a law on the books, but it needs to be enforced, and I'm hoping that everybody will make sure that the SPCA, the Nassau County SPCA, is aware of the law, that the animal control officers are aware of the law, so this way when they're out on patrol, if they notice something, they will understand that they need to report back. So in fact, these animals are truly protected, not just on paper, but in...
well, let me just suggest, we'll certainly do that, and let me suggest that whatever entity you believe needs to be alerted to this, just let Mr. Muller know, and we'll take care of it.
Wonderful.
Supervisor, I just want to be clear. Heather Crossley, who was the deputy town attorney that helped me draft this, also worked weekends. We did meet with the ASPCA. They did love the language that you, Ms. Madden, and I have worked with. They did incorporate some of the changes. They are aware that we are passing this, but I'll make sure that Heather and I actually get a certified copy of this bill to them immediately.
Great, and to your animal control officer.
Correct.
Because we need all eyes and ears out there.
Got it.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on this item of the calendar? There being none, I will accept the motion.
Supervisor, I'm happy to move that the hearing be closed and the local law be adopted.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Eversino.
Aye.
Councilman Blakeman. Councilman D'Esposito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes. Councilman King Sweeney.
Next item, please.
Proposed contract to furnish the fire protection services in North Glenbrook Fire Protection District.
Is there anyone who'd like to be heard on this item? There being none, accept the motion, please.
I move that the public hearing be closed and the item adopted.
I second it.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Eversino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman D'Esposito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes. Councilman King Sweeney.
Next item, please.
Proposed contract to furnish fire protection services in the Northwest Melbourne Fire Protection District.
Is there anyone who'd like to be heard on this item on the calendar? Okay, there being none, I'll accept the motion, please.
Mr. Supervisor, I move that the public hearing be closed and the item adopted.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Eversino.
Aye.
Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman D'Esposito.
Aye.
Councilman Gooseby. Councilman Hughes. Councilman King Sweeney.
Next item, please.
Application of Friends Realty LLC for permit to include existing gasoline service station within GSS district. Install 2 additional storage tanks, each with the capacity of 10,000 gallons in Elmont.
Good morning, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. We're the applicant, Friends Realty, John Farrell, with the firm Simon Cascignano. I'm here today on covering for Tom McKevitt, who was called away to his other responsibilities up in Albany. I believe Tom has met with several members of the board and has discussed the application. So I'm just going to go through it real quick here and just give you an overview. This application is to incorporate the premises at 245 Linden Boulevard in Elmont into the gasoline service station overlay district for the town of Hempstead. The subject property is 17,125 square feet, and it's located on the south side of Linden Boulevard. To the immediate west is a Sunoco gasoline service station, which includes a used car lot and a car wash. To the immediate east is a building operated by the Elmont Fire Department. To the immediate north, directly across Linden Boulevard, is a self-storage facility that is presently under construction. It should be opened soon, as well as a 3-story office building. Directly behind the property to the south is Southern State Park. This property doesn't abut any residential properties. According to the Department of Assessment, Nassau County, this property has been operating as a gas station since at least 1915. At that time, it also had residential apartments and an auto repair use. Eventually, the apartments were converted into a single-family dwelling. And in approximately 1961, an additional 2-bay garage was added, which is still operating today. We currently have a non-conforming use permit from the Department of Buildings for the dwelling and auto sales at the site. The board can see that up right now is Exhibit 1, which is the proposed site plan. The subject property includes, as I previously mentioned, a dwelling, an auto repair shop, an auto body shop, and a convenience store. It was for a period of time a used car lot operating on the west side of the premises, but that use has shut down at the present time, but we'd like the ability to reopen that use at some point in the future. If we did, the use would be limited to the hours of 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. There are currently 3 underground storage tanks on the site. We're going to remove the 3 tanks and replace them with 2 10,000-gallon tanks. One of the 10,000-gallon tanks will be separated into 3 compartments, 3,000 gallons of gas for kerosene, 3,000 would be premium, 4,000 gallons would be premium gasoline, 3,000 gallons would be diesel. We have a permit from the Nassau County Fire Marshal for the installation. We also plan on installing a canopy over the gas station pumps that would allow us to provide some fire protection and service in case of a fire. It also provides cover to people pumping gas, keep the rain off them, or snow, whatever the weather may be. We're also, at the present time, making an application to expand the existing convenience store by about 287 square feet. The convenience store, at the completion of construction, will be about 838 square feet. The convenience store will not include any deli counter. There will be no preparation of any kind of food. Everything will be prepackaged. The convenience store convenience store has been operating for 24 hours for a number of years, and we would continue to do that if this application were approved. There's currently 1 employee who maintains that.
Would you be, what would be the status of the sale of alcoholic beverages?
We do not currently sell alcoholic beverages. If we were to serve alcoholic beverages in the future, we want to preserve that right, obviously, but we would restrict it between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. No problem. So we also plan on making some minor additions to the dwelling. We're going to add a little bit extra space to it, and we're going to square off the auto body shop. The auto body shop would operate 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. There will be 2 employees for the auto body shop and the auto repair shop, for a total of 4. We're also going to square out, on the second floor of the building, we have an office. We're going to square that off a little bit. The office is going to be used for the gas station operation exclusively. It's not going to be rented out privately. There are going to be 3 pump dispensers on the island. Obviously, there's going to be regular gas, mid-grade, and premium, but we'll also have a pump that just does diesel. And there'll be self-serve gas. There'll be self-serve pumps. Obviously, if a disabled person or if an elderly person needs assistance, we can provide that assistance. If the clerk could put up the second exhibit. That's a rendering of what the building is going to look like when we complete it. I believe there's a exhibit after that that shows the building. This is a color rendering of what the building would look like upon the completion of construction. We also, the building right now is a little run down. Again, it's 100 years old and it's been added to multiple times. I think this is going to be a nice improvement to Linden Boulevard. We're also going to be installing an electrical switch to allow the site to have an emergency generator in case the need arises. On April 5th, 2016, we got a letter from code enforcement that noted some violations. Most of those violations, actually 90% of those violations, are going to be resolved as part of this application. The above-ground tank is going to be removed as part of this application. That currently holds kerosene. That's going to be underground and as part of the 10,000-gallon storage tank.
Supervisor, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Council, I'm just kind of going through the pictures here and just wondering, and I'm looking also at the violations that you just referenced. Why have we allowed this building and this property to get to where it is now?
Well, it's currently...
Let me just add to that, too. I mean, in the 24 years that I've been sitting up here, I mean, this is one of the most dilapidated, disgusting looking pieces of property I've ever seen. I mean, there's garbage strewn all over the place. There is, I mean, it is, to call it dilapidated is an insult to something that actually is dilapidated. I mean, this is absolutely horrible, and I'm trying to figure out how, in any kind of business model, your client would allow this property to look like this. I mean, I can't imagine any other place in the town of Hempstead where something like this would exist. I mean, it is disgusting is basically the word for it. So I need to get a general sense of why we should, and that's a really nice rendering, it looks really nice, but I mean, what kind of guarantee could we have with respect that it's actually going to look like this? I mean, it is, I wish we could put these pictures up so the audience can see them. I mean, it is horrible. It's beyond horrible.
I understand, again, this is a very old station. It's been existing and operating as a gas station.
But old is not an excuse for garbage strewn all over it. I mean, old maybe is a sense that it might look a little doggy and need a coat of paint. Okay, that's old. But the fact that no one's gone through here in years and picked up anything, it's horrible.
And if old doesn't allow for no signage and writing the number of the gas station in spray paint on the garage doors either.
Also, might I bring up the fact that I was just looking through your application, and obviously landscaping, along with everything the supervisor and the councilman mentioned, has been lacking. There's no landscape
All
plan.
landscaping is the weeds, Councilman.
Right. So where is your landscaping plan, which is desperately needed, along with a complete overhaul from top to bottom?
Well, again, the site, the way it was built out, again, it was built out in 1915. This is a very old station. It didn't leave any room for landscaping. We would add landscaping along the rear. We have the buffer by Southern State Parkway. On the side, we're buffered by the Elmont Fire Department. Along the other gas station, we have a 3-foot wide strip. We can add some landscaping.
Okay, this is what I'm trying to figure out. You've got, it's residential and it's business, and you're in here asking for, to expand this, which I assume is going to be more residential apartments and so forth?
No, absolutely not. It's going to remain a single family, unit.
Why are you building, it says that you're looking to add extensions to this?
Because right now the existing space is only about 700 or so square feet.
Right.
So we're just looking to make it a little bit bigger, to make it a little bit more of an attractive space. I mean, we have the room on the site. We do have parking. The apartment as it is now is an apartment that was built, pre-1915.
I think what my colleague's asking is, why are you going to 2 stories?
Across the entire back of the property, it appears.
What's going to be on the 2nd floor?
Well, we have one, I can bring the architect up. So,
You have a proposed 2-story extension on the back of the residence. You have a proposed 2-story extension on the back of the convenience store. Two-story extensions on the back of the convenience store.
right.
And a proposed 1-story extension to the side of the convenience store. Your customers are not going upstairs.
No, the upstairs is going to be the office space for the operation of the gas station.
And what about the back of the residential area?
It's a very small residential, it's a two-story residential right now, one residence, but it's a very small two-story residential, so they were going to build it, so it'd be a reasonable size residential area.
How many square feet are existing in your residential now?
I can, just give me 1 second.
Is that area currently occupied by someone who resides there?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Is it rented out to someone else?
Yes, it is currently rented. But again, it's all of the uses at the site are currently legal under non-conforming use permits. This is not an illegal situation that we're trying to rectify. The reason we're here is because it wasn't included in the GSS district. We're trying to expand and improve the building, and as part of that, we have to include it within the GSS district. The current existing square footage on the two-story dwelling is 772 square feet. So over 2 stories, that's only about 385 square feet per floor. That's really tight quarters for living space.
Yes, may I ask you one thing?
Yes.
You knew you were coming here today, right?
Yes.
At number 14, which is a list with all of the different violations and so forth that our building department found before coming, why didn't you clean some of it up? You know, usually if someone's coming to your home, you try to get some of that stuff. You didn't do anything. It's terrible. Okay, let's see. Town court, fence without a permit, maintain NC gas station, dwelling, and garage with condition 5 damage, no restoration permit on file, rear extension and a repair shop without permit, above ground tank without a permit, and storage of unregistered vehicle, no free air, freestanding and attached signs without permits, graffiti, peeling paint on the window frames and exterior walls and masonry in disrepair, porch stains in disrepair, hanging electric wires. You shouldn't have been operating.
Well, I think
Under these circumstances, and you come here today, well, I think that's your first time. But I certainly would not, that's been great and wisdom. I just don't understand this. And all the waivers that you're asking for. Do you see all the waivers that are there that you're asking this board to?
And on top asking for used cars down the road? Really?
And you're parking on a side street that's not even your building. I don't see it.
Well, I think we got this memo on April 5th, to be very honest with you. Most of these items are going to be addressed by...
Council, with all due respect, I don't mean to interrupt, but even though that you got the notification on April 5th, you said, I mean, looking through these pictures, this didn't happen in a short amount of time. This is something that's been going on for a very long time, and you just recently was notified.
Let me explain the reason.
Sure.
We started this process about, I want to say 5 years ago at least. Part of the difficulty we had with the plans was that the east and west side of the property, the west side of the property, where we had the proposed used car storage, that was a paper street. We started on that process probably about 5 years ago to abandon that street. It took us the better part of 3.5 to 4 years to get through the road abandonment process, to include that as part of our application.
Elizabeth Street?
I'm sorry?
Elizabeth Street?
Yes. So it took us quite some time to get the town attorney's office and this board to sign off on the road abandonment. And then we had a lot of difficulty with the Nassau County Clerk's office. I'm sure the board's aware, many people retired in the Nassau County Clerk's office and they don't really know how to do a lot of these.
Well, Council, you've heard from my colleagues. This happens to be the district that I represent. So you've heard from almost all of our colleagues here on the town board about concerns they've had about the way this property's been managed in the past and what is a very aggressive plan for the future. So I am as concerned as they are, and I have the same issues they have. However, I do want to see your client improve this property, and I want to see it succeed, and I want to see it transform into a property that is more productive and is better for the community. But I think you got some more work to do. First of all, I would have somebody out there tomorrow cleaning up the property, ASAP. And then I'm going to ask you to meet with our building planners and designers to talk about the plan and how we can make it a better plan and make it work for both the residents of Elmont and for your client. But there's work to be done here. And there's a lot of consternation about the way the property's been managed in the past. That's a big concern to the board. So, Mr. Supervisor, I'm going to move at this time that we adjourn the hearing.
Well, I just want to make sure that, just 1 second, Council. I want to make sure that there are no members of the public.
Sure.
You know, the presenting team, will have another opportunity, but the public that may have taken the time to be here today, any member of the public that's interested in speaking. If not, then go ahead with
Yeah, I would move that we adjourn the hearing with a date to be determined to review this application in the meantime, to give you an opportunity to clean the property and to meet with members of the building department to talk about ways in which we can improve this application.
Is there a second on that
I
motion?
would second it in a hurry.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Padrón.
Aye.
Councilman Boothby.
Aye.
Councilman Hughes.
Aye.
Councilman King Sweeney.
Aye.
Okay. On the administrative calendar, please hold the calendar, Madam Clerk.
On the administrative calendar, we have today items 1 through 45.
Okay. Can I have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move the entire calendar in its entirety.
Okay, is there a second, please?
Second.
Okay. On the administrative calendar, I have Mr. Felix Focacci signed in.
Felix Focacci, 1165 Orange Street, Franklin Square, New York.
Go ahead, please.
First, item number 6, membership dues for the Building Inspector Association. Is this required by New York State that they belong to this association?
No, it's not required.
Okay. In this, I did get a chance to research this organization. Do they teach, the ethics of building inspectors, what they should and shouldn't do ethically?
Bianco is an organization for code enforcement officers. They have numerous programs and informational directions for the code enforcement officers. I can't specifically tell you, but I am certain that over the course of the programs that they offer, that they do touch on that.
Okay. Item number 22. That has to do with the LED lighting upgrade. Yes, I got the email regarding, the savings and all, $43 million over 20 years, and then you're going to be also doing the interior lights. Can I foil the documents that, provide these estimates, that, these projections? Would that be public information that I could foil so I could see, post, and the residents can see the, how we came about this projection?
Yes, you may foil it.
Items number 28, 29, and 30. those resolutions regarding, I guess, transfer land, the price, I don't believe was given in any of the resolutions. Are these going to be put out for open sale?
These three items are settlements of litigation. They are paper streets that the town of Hempstead has no right, title, and interest to.
Okay, so where is this property going to now?
It's going to the adjacent homeowners.
And
that is a function of state law.
And no cost?
No, because they are paper streets. They were never dedicated to the town of Hempstead. The town of Hempstead has no ownership rights to the property.
No, I didn't understand the term paper streets, that's all, okay. Item number 34, again, I checked the website. We said we were going to look into whether we're going to, put somewhere on the website where people could see that they could turn in an application for non-tested positions.
It's there.
It's there? Okay, on the front page, or is it buried? On the home page? Okay, I didn't notice. Okay, maybe I missed it. Okay, that's it.
Please call the roll. Is there anyone else on the administrative calendar who hasn't signed in? Call the roll.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino. Aye. Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Boothby.
Aye.
Councilman Hughes. Councilman King Sweeney.
Where is she? I move that it goes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Supervisor Santino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Aye.
Councilman Blakeman.
Aye.
Councilman Diaz-Pasito.
Aye.
Councilman Boothby.
Aye.
Councilman Hughes.
Okay. Now, as indicated, the board will remain behind to listen to the thoughts and comments of residents. Bear with me 1 second. John Esposito. Mr. Esposito? Mr. Esposito, there you go. Okay. Your name and address for the record, please.
John Esposito, 106 Willow Avenue, Huntington, New York, 11743.
That was, you said that correctly, Huntington, New York? Go ahead, please.
Supervisor Santino and members of the board, first of all, congratulations on the passing of the anti-tethering bill. That's great news. My name is John Esposito. I'm a volunteer at the Town of Hempstead Animal Shelter. I am here today to offer you my firsthand perspectives on the shelter based on volunteering there an average of 3 to 5 times a week with the dogs when I'm not out of state on business. By way of background, I have been volunteering in the animal rescue community for about 8 years. Prior to coming to the town shelter, I volunteered with 2 of the shelter's rescue partners. At first, I was very hesitant to come and volunteer at the town shelter because of the negative picture that had been painted of it on social media. But I had friends that volunteered there, and they repudiated those perceptions and encouraged me to come and see for myself. I provide substantial financial support to several of the town's rescue partners. I've received awards from 2 of the rescue organizations I volunteered with in the past. I maintain personal friendships with the presidents of several local animal rescues. I've contributed several $1,000s to fundraisers designed to create a pathway of success for Town of Hempstead and former Town of Hempstead dogs. I've driven a dog that was formerly a Town of Hempstead dog to Oklahoma to meet his new adopting family, who met me there and drove him back the rest of the way to his new home in Arizona. I am in the next couple of weeks going to be driving one of our longest canine residents of Towahas to his new forever home in North Carolina.
I consider myself a realist and a pragmatist when it comes to rescue. I tell friends that rescue is a constant stream of heartbreak and sadness, interrupted periodically by moments of euphoria. I have fought on behalf of dogs that were being mistreated. I have led a protest against one organization that I felt did not have the best interest of its dogs at heart. I'm not a blind optimist, and I don't wear rose-colored glasses. As I mentioned, I've been volunteering at Towhaz since last summer. I found the experience incredibly fulfilling and positive, and I'm surrounded by amazing staff and volunteers that band together to create the most humane, kind, and supportive environment we can based on the resources we have available to us. We would all admit that we're not perfect, but I will say this, the dedication of your Towhaz team is incredible. In an environment where the shelter is under almost constant attack, these people go above and beyond to make life as good as it can be for our animals. I've actually taken a leave of absence from the 2 other rescues I volunteered at, so I can spend all of my free time at Towhaz, as the resources are desperately needed for our animals. I wanted to highlight some of the recent successes that we've had, volunteers and staff working together at Towhaz. We raised $3,500 to transfer a dog named Dudley to a smaller rescue in Virginia that was able to spend much more, may I continue? You keep going. Thank you. Spend much more focused time with him, helping him overcome his behavioral issues. Dudley is now up for adoption. We raised $3,500 to transfer a dog named Reg to that same facility. Reg had come into Towhaz as part of a criminal case and had behavioral issues as a result of the cruelty he endured before coming to Towhaz. Reg is still working with the trainers at that facility. We helped raise over $2,500 to transfer a dog named Hawkeye to his new forever home in Seattle. Hawkeye had severe kennel stress and was on a path to a complete breakdown in the shelter environment. We raised $6,000 to transfer dogs named Baxter and Marina to training facilities. Again, they had behavioral issues and needed to get out of the shelter. They will be leaving in the weeks ahead. Volunteers have funded, bought, and or built over 100 beds for the animals at the town shelter. We have had several drives and appeals for Nylabones, toys, Jolly Balls, the latest of which resulted in over 200 donations from friends and contacts and via social media. Long Island dog parents, along with many others, have been amazing supporters of these efforts. We have developed media contacts both online and via a cable TV show in Connecticut. Our dogs have had articles written about them and have been featured on TV, and dogs have been adopted as a result. One of our volunteers has created a Facebook page which assigns willing participants to Towhaz dogs for the purpose of promoting them on social media and other means. These pages have led to the adoption of some of our dogs. All this has been done with the support of the staff and the leadership at Towhaz. In my view, although a shelter is no environment for any dog to live in, I believe our staff, volunteers, and leadership team take good care of our animals, and contrary to what some people say, we see Towhaz as a positive place where amazing things happen each and every day. This is in contrast to the public pronouncements of others who have described the shelter as a concentration camp and the shelter director as a killer narcissist. My understanding is that the people who have said those things are now advising you on matters related to the shelter. A number of us, myself included, have come under personal attack for daring to disagree about the state of the shelter. I want to reiterate, what I'm saying here is based on hands-on, first-hand experience, and I hope you'll take that into account in considering what I'm saying. In closing, I have a prediction and a suggestion. At the close of the meeting, a video of these proceedings is posted on the Facebook pages of several of the folks here in the room today. I predict that for daring to speak out, I'll be attacked in the comments associated with the posting of today's video. I encourage you to monitor the dialogue out there and judge for yourself. My suggestion is to broaden the outside group from which you're soliciting feedback and suggestions about the shelter. I know a number of the hands-on volunteers are willing to make themselves available to participate. Perhaps someone can analyze the volunteer attendance sheets and pick the 5 or 10 volunteers that most frequently spend time at the shelter and include them in your dialogue. I know they'd be happy to give their input. All we want is to be part of a constructive dialogue. Please try to wrap up your comments. That's it. Closing, thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, Mr. Supervisor, I would like to say something. Thank you very much for your comments. I heard the same comments from an animal rights and animal rescue volunteer and activist. The other day I was at lunch, he came up to me unsolicited and told me what a wonderful job our shelter's doing. They're not perfect, and we can always have room for improvement, but he echoed the same sentiments that you had. Thank you for coming here tonight.
Mr. Fields, please.
I first want to talk about that hearing from last time regarding the free air issue. The constitutional attorney, Erica Dubno, who spoke first, addressed very significant legal issues. She didn't go off on tangents and opinions. And, you know, in a sense, I followed what she said. I watched it on video several times, and, you know, she indicated that the free air law was essentially a violation of municipal home rule law. The town is not allowed to make laws that contradict general laws. And the law regarding air, that all gas stations provide air in New York State, 396 sub X, GBS, it's general business law. You cut it off at 6 minutes. Meanwhile, you let another attorney speak for 14 and a half minutes, and while you discuss the same issue over the signage, which I guess is a covenant issue, because I don't see it in the law, but the idea of why not discuss the real legal issues of this matter. Did it, whether, you know, she was correct, whether I'm correct, does the free air law violate municipal home law? That was never discussed, and that's a very significant issue, because if it does, then your law is illegal. Yet that never came up in the discussion, and I just really question why there was a lot of bashing on people for not having the right size sign on their air machines, but never a discussion of whether the law does violate municipal home law. So I just would like, you know, I've been reading Robert's Rules of Order, and, you know, fair is fair. If Erica Dubno spoke for 14 and a half minutes, I'm sure she would have brought a lot of legal things that you could discuss in substance, as opposed to just arguing over the sign, the size of the sign on a compressor. Okay, next item. The General Services Department provided me with the invoices regarding each mailing. So I spoke last time, 96 mailings. That cost, what does that include?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay, there's an invoice. Each time one of the council people requests a mailing, there's an invoice generated here. King Sweeney's Baldwin Child Car Seat Safety, $351.64, 7,238 items, pieces. That cost, what does it include? You know, the General Services Department bills out to, I guess, the councilwoman's department, you know, that amount, the money. So,
I mean, I'm obviously not prepared from the bench to answer that question. If you want a clarification, I'm sure we can provide it to you.
okay, there's nobody here who could explain that to me?
Again,
Okay.
and, you know, we can provide you you ask for a written clarification, I'm sure we can provide
Okay.
it. Somehow that's not working. There we go. Okay. Go ahead, please.
One item, we recently been mailing out, and I'm obviously a homeowner, and came to a single-family home. We sent out, I would imagine, town-wide, regarding first-time home buyer seminar. I have the article that was just in the paper on Sunday. 935 homes got sold in March county-wide. You're sending out 240,000 pieces of mail. I don't think that's the best use of town resources if you want to target first home. I'm not all for educating first-time home buyers. It is a very daunting experience. I went through it, and I'm not disagreeing with that portion of it, but there should be a better way of targeting your audience. That, you know, somebody who's selling motorcycles doesn't, you know, send to every resident, because motorcycle riders are a minority, so you would target people who own motorcycles, you target people who don't own homes, or prospective home buyers, maybe in the banks and the, you know, mortgage departments, you know, that you know, do that. It would be appropriate to put this piece of literature there, but to send it to so many homeowners doesn't really make really economic sense or business sense. And I wish we would, you know, my wife weighed in on this when she said it was the stupidest mailing we've ever received. And, you know, I have to second that. It really is a stupid mailing. I mean, it really makes no sense to send it to a homeowner, a first-time home buyer seminar. One more thing, again, with the mailings, I received a passport notice. A few weeks earlier, we sent out, we got the mailing about the town clerk. We could have put the date of the passport office, the passport day on this mailing. Instead, we sent out this mailing. Once again, not a good use of town resources to send redundant thing. You could have put the date on this, people would have known. Now you sent this, and once again, it doesn't include the date, the price, the cost of the picture. You should provide more relevant information. This is a huge flyer, color, both sides, and you should include all the prices so people know what they're up against. I mean, I'm not sure why send this out when you could have just put the date on this one. So anyway, I wish we'd be more, you know, conscientious of the way we spend town money because, you know, we've gotten downgraded several times, and you know, the general fund balance was negative 10 million last year at the end. We should be watching the way we spend money. Thank you so much.
Mr. Fina. Mr. Fina? Good morning.
Good morning. I, once again, this is something that I want you to have so that you better understand the caliber of a person that would come up here and support the way the shelter is functioning right now. I think it's important for you to know. So once again, this is strictly for you and confidential.
You stand for the clerk and nothing. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Have a very nice day, ladies and gentlemen.